Hello everyone, and I'm so glad you're joining me here in this short little video checking out the optimal health system and the Masterclass or the premium content, premium membership access, whatever one you want to call it. It's one and the same thing. But it's important as you consider this, I want to make sure you and I are on the same page as far as what you can get, what you're going to get, and what the expectations are. You know, there's two things in life that we can't get back ever: time and money. See, they're limited resources. Obviously, our time is limited because you and I both know that eventually we're going to die, and our time on this planet is going to end. So that is a very scarce resource. Obviously, also in our modern world that we live, very few people, less than 0.5%, probably could honestly say they will never have to worry about money ever for anything they ever want in their life. Just doesn't happen. So I want to talk about time and I want to talk about cost in this video, but also I want to talk about quality. Because what are you actually going to get if you choose to go beyond just purchasing the regular optimal health system and decide to go ahead and do the upgrade? So let's have a look at the time commitment first. It's a 6-week commitment. You really need to have that mindset that for 6 weeks, you're going to dedicate the necessary time to get the most out of it. Because during that time, you're going to get one live coaching session per week. And so this is a classroom environment. There'll be no more than 30 people involved in this maximum. And during this session, this is your opportunity as you work through the content in the ebook and you work through the content in the course, that you can ask me questions, you can ask for guidance, assistance. If there's anything that needs further clarifications, any problems or concerns or challenges that you're running into as you're trying to implement this health system, this is your chance to engage specifically with me. But you're also going to have the opportunity to hear what's going on with your peers as well. Because so many times, if you're going through something, a very good chance is there's a number of other students doing that. I've learned that over 20 plus years of teaching. Usually if one person has a question, you won't be the only one. And so you'll get that level of personal video engagement. Now, for some reason, there is a week where you cannot attend the live session. For sure, I will record it. It'll be available. You can rewatch it at your own convenience. That's not going to be a problem. But really, since you're paying for this premium upgrade, this masterclass, you will get the most out of it if you can attend that live session. And then finally, during the time component, you're going to have some assignments, you're going to have some goal planning, you're going to have some strategy sessions, you're going to have some time management sessions, you're going to be working and submitting documents and submitting journals and ideas and things that you're working through, specifically one-on-one with me, and you're going to be engaging with me in an online format, but it'll just be between you and I and not the entire class. So that's pretty much the time commitment. I would say if you're really going to take this seriously, you need to give about 1.5 to 2 hours a day a week to the content, besides just reading the ebook and learning the material. It is important that because if we get this first 6 weeks right, you're going to get everything else thereafter right. The next thing I want to talk about is quality. So what are you going to get when you go ahead and you sign up for this course? Number one, you're going to get everything that's included in the standard product. That's just a given. So you're going to get the ebook, you're going to get an audio book, you're going to get interactive discussion forums, you're going to get video lectures, you're going to get downloadable files, you're going to get some downloadable PDFs. So everything you get in the standard product, that's also included in there. The main thing is just the live and personal interaction that you're going to get. So that's your live classroom coaching with a group of no more than 30. It will, I guarantee you, be capped at 30. You know, sometimes you sign up for things and like, oh, this is personalized attention, and it's really not. I will promise you there will never be more than 30 students inside of these sessions, because I need to keep it small so that we can keep it on an individual level. And it also allows me to do these one-on-one strategy setting, goal setting, time management setting dialogues that we're going to engage back and forth with online. So literally, I will never have more than 30 of you at one time going through this class with me. It'll be that level of attention. All of these things are designed to industry best practices in online education. I've been teaching online for probably 20 plus years. I've been teaching total about 25 years. So I need you to understand this, that I'm very cognizant of what it takes to learn online. You're going to see when you get online, the system, it's not complicated. It's incredibly simple. You'll create a simple ID and a password. You'll click on a course registration with a course code. You'll get it. You'll log in, and voila, you can start. There's no fancy software downloads. There's none of that. It's just a web-based application. So I know what it takes to build a very simple, practical online experience, and that's what you're going to get. So why would you even do this? Support, encouragement, personal guidance, personal life strategy planning. So many times in life, sadly, we don't get support for things from those that are closest to us. A lot of times what ends up happening, that those are closest to us sometimes, not out of malice or not because they don't love you, they're the most skeptical. They're the most cynical. They sometimes are the least encouraging people telling you to go for it. And so what you can get when you get this personalized experience is you have a ready-made community, a private community, not out on some huge Facebook group where there's 10,000 students. There's only 30 of them in your class section, so that you can get that individualized personal attention as you look to learn how to reach your optimal health, both physically, mentally, spiritually. Then the last thing, money. I mean, let's face it, money is always important. And so the price for this 6-week course is $189. So breaks down to roughly $30 a week, $35 a week. So if you go to Starbucks every day, you've covered it. Or if you go out to eat, pretty much with cost today, only one day a week, you've covered it. I intentionally want this low. I intentionally want the classes small so that we can maximize the success as I launch this product out there, because I think it is that important. So you need to be able to part with $189. And yeah, it's $35 a week, but I get it. $189 is still $189, and we don't just need to throw that away without thinking about it. So I wanted to make certain also that I put in here a money back guarantee. So it's 14 days. So if you start from the first day that the class begins for the first 2 weeks of class, if it's just not working for you, I want you to just go ahead and send me an email and I'll refund your money. It's literally that simple. There's a button inside the classroom that you can contact me and say, hey, it's not working for me. See, my success is your success. I'm not a salesperson by trade. I'm an instructor, I'm a trainer, I'm a coach. That's what I'm about. And so I don't want your money if you're not satisfied. I don't need it all that bad. Obviously, everybody wants money, but the reality is I didn't do this at this price necessarily to make millions, because it's just not going to happen keeping my classes so small. This is about putting forth something that has worked for me in my life, and I want to offer it. So if you're not happy, I'm not happy, and I don't want your money. So you have that guarantee to go ahead and give it a try. just in case. So what's the goal here, really? The goal, optimal health. See, I don't mean better health, kind of sort of better than I was. I want you to begin building the mindset of how do I achieve optimal health in my life? What does optimal health look like? How do I get there? What is it? See, this is important. It's significant. We only walk this planet one time. And so as you go through this 6 weeks, so much of it is mentality. Yes, you're going to learn all the technical practices. Yes, you're going to learn the 7 habits that you need to begin to execute on that's going to get you your mind and your body and your spirit at higher levels. But so much more of it is just getting the proper mindset in place. And if you've been looking at any of the material I post online, any of the other marketing materials, so your optimal self, here's how I arrive at this, right? I had a period of time where I got sick. I was in the ER last July 7, 2020. It was the second time I was there for abdominal problems. And it was from that point forward I decided I'm done with this. If it's in my control to fix, I'm going to fix it and I'm going to change it. And I began this process of trying to research and figure out, how do I get myself to the highest level? And so as I did research and I dug into it more and more, I was always fascinated because I could read an article on how to lose weight, or I could read an article how to start a business, or I could read an article on how to meditate. But all these little components, they have to come together. And so as I looked back into the Greeks, and being a humanities professor by trade, this would come up, this connection of your mind, your body, and your spirit. So your mind, getting it alert, curious, active, and focused. So many of us, so many times we walk around in a brain fog. I can remember before I start this system, as I was getting older, it's like, man, I just can't think as clear as I used to. I'm not as sharp. I'm not as energetic. I just kind of zombie walking. So we need to get the mind right, because if we get the mind right, everything else thereafter is going to follow. The body, we need to be healthy. We need to be strong. We need to have energy to do stuff, because that's the vehicle that's going to get us where we need to be. So the body section is going to deal with, number one, making sure we're not carrying around extra baggage and extra weight. Yeah, we got to deal with that. And we deal with that through exercise, and we deal with that through diet. And we're going to talk about there's literally only 2 things that I expect you to do. And you're going to make radical changes. For me, I lost 37 pounds in 6 months. I got stronger, faster, more energy. It's amazing what can happen when we add in certain things and we take out other things. And then finally, spirit. We are beings, and you don't have to be religious to buy into this. We have a purpose. We have passions. We have ambitions that are bigger than just our intellectual mind and our ability to understand rational thought. And we need to tap that. We need to find that purpose-driven, happy, peaceful life. And so the other area we're going to focus on there. But you can't just do one or the other. I mean, you can see some incredibly fit athletes. I mean, superstar level athletes that their spirit is a mess, or their mind is a mess. Or you can find some really smart people, but their physical body is a wreck, and they're sick, and they're lethargic. See, we got to work on all of them. And from all of them coming together is where you're going to reach your optimal self. But the biggest barriers, really, in you achieving your best self, is you got to overcome self-doubt, limiting beliefs, fear, anxiety, and frustration. See, our mind's a crazy thing. The more and more I study it, and the more I watch the changes that I've went through in the last 6-8 months, is that we get stuck in a rut. And our mind will stay there. Our mind will park there because our mind will get comfortable staying in these states. And over time, things just keep getting worse and worse, but they get slowly and we get comfortable in that. So we have to break out of those things. We have to shock our system. We have to shock our system mentally. We have to shock our system physically, and we have to shock ourselves a little bit spiritually. And we got to go deep inside of ourselves to reach our best self, to get past where we're at. And so we're going to spend much time in this discussing, what is it with you? What are your limiting beliefs? What things are holding you back? Because, Maria Robinson said this quote. It said, nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. So here's the challenge to you. Today, why don't you start a path so that you have a new ending? Whatever happened in the past, we can't fix that. We can't change it. No matter how much you may want to do it, it's simply not possible. So here's the challenge to you, to go ahead and try this. Like I said, if it doesn't work, I will happily give you your money back. I don't want your money if you're not satisfied. So go ahead today, make the choice. And if right now, if the Masterclass is just a little too much, you can always just go ahead and get started in the regular one, and down the road, if you feel like, yeah, now I want the one-on-one stuff, I want the coaching, I want the hands-on guidance all the way through it, you can always upgrade at a later date. That will not be a problem at all. So go ahead and you can try that later. But for today, hopefully that answers all your questions, and hopefully I will see you very soon in a masterclass.